As one who was born and bred in the northern part of Nigeria, I have come to fall in love with the environment, its people, and their culture. So this one time I set out to explore parts of the north that were not being projected by mainstream media. I set out to document part of their heritage, their values, and their culture that we don't get to hear about on a daily basis. I set out to disrupt the narrative of what life and living was like in the north. Looking through the environment, you cannot but appreciate the landform patterns that have been created by the constant and consistent conflict between climate and the soil. But what was more remarkable was how these people have been able to turn this structural deformity into an impeccable resource that helps with water for irrigation and the numerous constructions that they carry out. One part of the north that I found really amazing was the state of their roads. How beautifully laid out they are, and the complete absence of cracks and potholes just really remarkable. This could be because people do not ply these roads very often, but then you cannot ignore the sheer beauty of the road. You also could not ignore the huge chunk of land that is mostly uninhabited and is primarily used for agricultural purposes. I must say that the northern part of the country has a wide and vast area of land that is really arable and then is used for crop production. While we enjoyed the exploration so far, myself and the team got news that there was a remarkable body of water somewhere in the area and we really needed to see it. Seeing as we did not come to the environment with a car, we hopped on a bike and were ready to explore the full extent of what this body of water had to offer. So we got on the bike, and then this is how the story began. From the video you've seen already, you can already tell that we are in the area of the water body because the microclimate was entirely altered by the presence of this water. It was a beautiful sight to behold. The environment was cozy, and then the trees were luxuriant, and they did not look like trees in the other part. Now getting to the spectacle itself, it was really amazing to see how beautiful these grasses were. It was like I was in a part of the world that was not even in the northern part of Nigeria. A lot of people do not know about this, but it does exist. We had come upon Walwade Dam and it was mind-blowing. The experience was phenomenal. I even got to catch a little fish and helped it back into the water. I hope he survived, but the experience was second to none. We were able to meet some of the fishermen that had been in the water all night long. They had been catching fish all night long, and then they were preparing to leave the water side. Most of them were really friendly and really pleasant to speak with. I then asked them how long the water body has been in the environment for, and you'll be surprised to know that that water body, the Walwade Dam, had existed for almost 60 years, guys. We didn't know about it, and a lot of people still don't know about it. But it was beautiful to be looking at that amazing spectacle. And then we took our time to see the sheer finesse that one of the fishermen was using or applying in kind of cleaning up the fishes that he had caught. They will tell you that this person has been involved and engaged with this craft for a very long time. It was beautiful to watch, but we couldn't hold on for very long. I then got to speak to other people there and ask them how they were able to make a living, the locals in the environment, how they are able to make a living. And most of them said a huge source of their livelihood came from that water body, guys. So it's been there for a very long time and nobody had known. I wasn't going to let this go, and then we're going to explore it to the full extent.
This is 5 years old.
That is, dam has been constructed for about 65 years.
To see how beautiful this water body was, and there was no detail or information about it anywhere. Completely beat my imagination. I couldn't help but wonder why nobody recorded or documented anything about it if it had been here for 60 years plus. I mean, the dam was literally as old as the country itself, but how come nobody said anything about it? I went on to carry out a research on the different platforms where this kind of information is provided, and quite frankly, I saw nothing about Walwade Dam on them. It really got me thinking and got me wondering, who wants to keep this a secret, and what can they possibly benefit from keeping this beautiful structure a secret?
So we've been able to, I think this is an oyster. I mean, if you go into the water, you see lots and lots of it. This is an oyster. They call it dodome. Dodongori in Hausa language. Dodongori. There's so many of it here in the water. So we're just going to take a little bit of stroll to some parts of the water, some depths in the water, and then see what it feels like. It's part of it.
The child in me definitely wanted to explore more than just the physical and visual parts of this spectacle. So I took a stroll into the water just to experience what it felt like for the torrent to hit my skin and then the waves to just pull my legs behind. It was a beautiful, almost surreal experience. If you are in the north, if you grew up in the north, if you are a northerner, you would understand what I mean by this. The experience was second to none. Believe it or not, I had personally not seen an oyster before this experience, so I was completely fascinated by the entire existence of such a creature. I actually thought they were just shells, but apparently, while I picked them up, the oyster in itself kind of ran back into the shell, and it was amazing to watch. It was something I had never seen before, and a lot of people in this part of the country might not have experienced this, and many more would not get to experience it. So I was just soaking the moment in and enjoying what was before my eyes, guys, because it was really amazing. I'm still amazed by the fact that there is no form of authority around this beautiful water body. They call it Walwade Dam, but there's no authority around it. There's no form of government regulation around accessing it. Nobody cares about the existence of it almost. I mean, we were able to access it just like that. Nobody was responsible for maintaining it. And then such a structure can be used for a lot of other agricultural activities, but there's really nothing going on around here. And then I don't think this structure is living to the fullest of its potential as a dam. It really worries me though. But I must say that I am extremely grateful to have seen this in that part of the north. So if you're ever in the north and you're looking for somewhere to go, looking for something to feed your eyes with, a place to relax and just experience nature at its fullest, I would highly recommend Walwade Dam, because the people in the environment are really friendly and pleasant to interact with, and there is almost no form of regulation around accessing this particular dam. While I don't agree with the existence of that, it kind of made it easy for us to document this and experience the beauty of the place. The size of the water body alone was mind-blowing.
Alright, so far on the end of Dulce Jigawa State, we were told that there is one, what do you call it, an inland river or something. They call it Walwade. I think it's a dam because of the embankments you can see around, those stones, the granite you can see.
If you're ever in Dulce Jigawa State, this is definitely one of the places I would recommend for you to be at. And if you're watching this and you're in a position of influence, a position of authority, and you could influence any form of action as it relates to helping this dam live to the fullest of its potential, I really would advise and suggest and request even that you reach out to the proper authorities and have them do something about this. because it is beautiful and there's a lot of potential that it has. And something like this in the north is truly a jewel that should not be ignored. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. My name remains Solomon Bartholomew, and until I see you in the next video, so long and have the most amazing day. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. It helps the algorithm, and possibly it will help more persons that this appeals to see the video. Cheers.